Welcome everyone to another Spearhead cast with me, Matt. We have another Eastern Front fight for you all in the forests of Minsk Pocket. Let's go through the players, shall we? On the Soviet side, we have Valhallan. We have Skrasel, who is already gone for Artillery Division for the Soviet Union. And Valhallan's gone for Tank Division. Oh yes! Okay. For Germans, we have ITS as Infanterie Division for the Wehrmacht. And Godly Noodle again as Panzerjäger Tactics for the Waffenses. Let's see how this 2v2 will go here in the forests of Eastern Europe. Artillery Division is going to be very interesting because it has a lot of good early game advantages actually. Valhallan going for tank is going to be a lot more of a late game commander, but Valhallan has already shown that Soviets actually don't need to pick a commander to be very good. The Soviets have a lot of versatility straight out the gate. Looks like the Pioneers are rushing straight to the front here. He is playing as Infanterie, which did get a rework, like as you noticed. The Grenadiers are not arriving with veterancy anymore. You actually have to build the new Kampfkraft Center to buy veterancy, but if you're Infantry Commander, I believe you get the upgrades for free from the new Kampfkraft Center. Meanwhile, we have Sturm Grenadiers and actual normal SS Grenadiers you get for playing as Panzerjäger Tactics, to get some cheaper infantry out in the field immediately. Nice to see. Meanwhile, the conscripts are already overrunning the positions as you would expect of them. Conscripts allow the Soviets to get a lot of an early field advantage. You can also just go for Fontoviki, because Fontoviki are actually pretty competent infantry for the Soviet Union that can match the German ones. You can see the conscripts lack accuracy over long range. The Grenadiers are standing out in the open, and they're doing basically okay, because the conscripts just simply can't shoot them. The Germans are going to use heavy cover here to the advantage. The Grenadiers here actually do have an officer with a Sturmgewehr, which actually makes that a really competent, solid defense infantry. If I play Panzerjäger Tactics, I generally go for those guys rather than the Sturm Grenadiers. Just because they're cheaper, you can have a few more of them out in the field. They're not bad at all. And while the Soviets are securing the southern flank very rapidly, looks like the German Infanterie Division is going for straight-on Grenadiers. Seems like they're going for more of a long-range fighting force instead of a short-range fighting force, like the Volks Grenadiers are more suited for. We already have an MG-34 coming out for the Waffen-SS. Nice to see. Looks like we have an MG-42. No, that's also an MG-34. Come out for the Wehrmacht. Interesting. Now, the Fontoviki here will take the fight to the Grenadiers in medium to long-range combat if they are in the better cover, because these are generally comparable to German infantry in training and equipment. So they will probably beat those Grenadiers, especially with conscript support flanking around here. Generally, you can use the Fontoviki to beat a main fighting force, while the conscripts flank or either distract. That's actually a very good way of going about it. Yeah, Pioneers trying to hold the flank now. Looks like the Waffen-SS have secured the northern front here though. Or we have double Sturm Grenadiers coming in anyway. That's an expensive infantry force, but a very competent one. Maxim's heading northwards. Now, Skrasel is artillery, which gives him the ability, if he wants to use the munitions, to upgrade the crews here on the weapon teams to get 3 extra men, which can make them extremely survivable, and also the 3 extra men means 3 extra rifles. That's actually a very big deal a lot of people don't actually utilize. It does mean they cannot enter buildings, I believe. The MG-34 and the center will definitely cut down anything that attempts. And now there's double MG-34s, so that's a lot of firepower to cover the flanks. The Germans are in a good position, but this Maxim could flank to set up issues that has barely any cover. And that's a lot of very experienced German infantry fighting and the Soviets out in the open. Those Soviets are not going to last long. Maxim is opening fire though on the flank of the Germans. That squad's got to start taking losses very rapidly. Looks like the Sturm Pioneers are going to try for a wide flank though, which is going to succeed. Even out here in the open, they're not being shot at, so they'll definitely take out the Maxim. And the Maxim is completely crewed. Maxim is covering the other flank pretty well. Still now taking down the Pioneer squad. We have some Aufklar coming in here for the Wehrmacht. The Waffen-SS is trying to take up. Fontoviki already being armed with a DPM here, holding this fighting position. Looks like we're gonna have quite a bit of a stretched out fight here. Looks like the Mthis is procuring the Maxim for their own usage. Generally not a bad thing. The Maxim is still a competent machine gun despite being old. Just like the British Wickers. It is very slow moving though. Looks like the Storm Pioneers are being armed with MP40s. Not a bad call. Outfly has been cut down by the Maxim though. Very good job, Maxim. Open Blitz arriving for the Infantry Division. The Infantry Division is actually a very good pick for this kind of rocket terrain because they later on get access to the Jaegers. And this kind of environment is exactly the kind of environment you want to use Jaegers in. They're experts at fighting in light cover and from terrain to terrain. Basically rocket terrain and forest, that's kind of what their speciality is. Now the MG-34 will cut down any Soviet infantry that tries to flank through here. Conscripts and DPM armed Fontoviki will definitely hold the line here. Looks like the conscripts don't know if there's any... Oh, they do know it. He's gonna throw a Molotov. That's gonna cut down those pioneers rapidly.
Our headquarters has been improved. We can now build light mechanized...
So the Germans have tacked up though. And I believe that actually means all his units just get one free veterancy now for playing Infantry Division. Looks like we have a scout car here present for the Soviets. And also a half-track coming up with Thompson armed sappers. That's quite an assault force coming in. Now the question is, will the Waffen-SS be able to hold this? That's double 50 cals.
Fresh guards troops are standing by.
Oh, we have marksmen armed the Sturm Grenadiers here. Scout car needs to be careful though. The Sturm Grenadiers do have anti-tank grenades. Oh god, he's driving up close. And that was probably not the best move. The half-track here, this range though, will definitely cut them down.
T-70 light tank has arrived.
Looks like a Molotov is going in, and these Sturm Grenadiers. Except they're not throwing it. Oh, a little bit of lag. That was weird. The Maxim is trying to move up. Flak half-track being prepared. Now this range, the 50 cal on that half-track should definitely do a lot of work. Trenches being set up by the Wehrmacht. Guess they're gonna work on digging in instead today. Now, I don't think there's much that can actually counter this currently, but if the flak half-track gets set up, then definitely. Like this one. That will definitely cut through the half-track. It looks like the Wehrmacht is just digging in for now. T-60 has arrived. Essentially an autocannon-armed light Soviet tank. Very good for anti-infantry and dealing with light vehicles. I'll definitely say it's probably better than the T-70. But the T-70 does have a better gun for dealing with actual light vehicles. But the T-60 is definitely a very good anti-infantry weapon. Looks like the Germans have brought up an anti-tank rifle. Oh, we also have a quad mower coming up. Looks like the Soviets are going to go full-on mechanized push here. Very good job with the that anti-tank rifle, though. Oh, looks like the Soviets are gonna try and repair their vehicles before they push up. Panzerjägers have arrived, though, and if you're playing as Panzerjäger, they arrive with double Panzerstrecks, which is a very handy little thing. You also have some Stravniki coming in, some penal troops. T-60 took out the enemy Black half-track. Now these Stravniki, I believe, are officers, former officers. And they're actually very well equipped, all things considered, because they actually expected to do some pretty serious assault tactics in order to reclaim their honor in the name of the Soviet Union. Yeah, the T-60 and the half-track will definitely cut through these Sturm Pioneers. They have to reconsider. Not that they can retreat at this point. Puma is being prepared. A decent choice against what they're facing. MG34 is trying to relocate. Overblitz is in trouble. We have actual motor Strelki coming up. But these guys are actually pretty good infantry for the Soviet Union, for tank commander. The MG is not going to do much against the T-60. It will pin all the infantry behind them, though. That's a smoke grenade, I think. Yep. Panzer F1 coming in for the Wehrmacht. Puma's on the field. He needs to take a shot. He needs to be very careful where it moves, though. A good shot for that T-60 will probably disable it. Oh, he didn't penetrate! The Puma only has a 50mm pack, so it might not be big enough to actually penetrate the front of a T-60. Like, the T-60 and T-70 are actually surprisingly well armored for being light tanks frontally. You have another quad mower coming up. Oh, that building is in trouble. MG34 being rearmed by the Grenadiers. Yeah, the Puma got a good shot at that quad mower. I think we have a T-34 already. Ah, it's a T-34. Very fast. Panzer F1 in the field, though. Germans are set up in their trenches. Conscripts are trying to move in for a Molotov, though. Very good attempt, but not enough. Storm Grenadiers are trying to flank around here with the Sturmgewehrs. And Open Blitz will stay at the front to provide a reinforcement point. Panzer F1 is present, though, so the T-34 is going to need to deal with that frontally. Looks like Soviet infantry is moving through the center or preparing to flank through the south. The Wehrmacht is holding that line, though. Wehrmacht is getting some more grenadiers by looks of it. The F1 has to be careful. He can fight a T-34 if he gets a good flanking shot. He just needs to be careful. Now, the Grenadiers at long range will tear through the Soviet infantry with the MG44. Oh, anti-tank grenade from the conscripts destroying the F1. Very nice to see. Looks like we have some tank rider sappers coming in here on the T-34-76. Puma might get a flanking shot. Oh, that's a really good shot from the Puma right there. But it's staying still. Oh, actually a second good shot from the Puma. But still a shot going through from the T-34 destroying its gun. Looks like we have a Rakettenwerfer coming up for the Panzerjägers. A very competent anti-tank weapon. Soviet pushing the southern flank. They're trying to storm the Wehrmacht defenses. Quad mower down. Double LMG-42 though. They are only behind light cover though, so the Soviets will be able to hit them, I think. Yeah, the Soviets are pulling back from that. Another T-34 has arrived though. But he needs to be careful. There is a Rakettenwerfer present. That fires an 8.8cm rocket, and that's enough to take it out in one shot. The Rakettenwerfer is a very potent anti-tank weapon. It basically fires the equivalent of an 88 in a rocket. So essentially, basically a Tiger shot. Oh, we have a T-34-85 Ace coming in. Very good weapon. Very good for dealing with enemy tanks. I don't think the Wehrmacht is prepared for that. Yeah, they don't even have Panzerfaust yet. A rifle grenade, I don't think it's going much to the front of a T-34-85. Indeed not, it doesn't do anything. It's way too armored.
We have a fresh grenadier squad.
Yeah, I don't think the Wehrmacht can hold this position for long. Mthis has set up a very good defense here, though, with the Panzer, with Rakettenwerfer and the MG34. You need to be careful how they move up, though. A T-60 can still cut through infantry if it spots them, and even this thing if it stops them. It spots them, rather. Wehrmacht is getting a lot of grenadiers. Even some stormtroopers have arrived here. Not sure if that's a good call, though. The Wehrmacht probably needs a pack or something, in my own opinion. Or he should probably try to invest in Jaegers rather than all these grenadiers. Although grenadiers are very good defensive static infantry, so digging in will work, I suppose. I'm not sure why the 88 is firing, but okay. Oh, the T6 is being used as an artillery piece. Because yes, you can actually do that with it. And T60 is time to show its power again with that little autocannon of its. Grenadiers have dug in a very big trench line, though. All it requires is a KV-8, and that thing is gonna go to ruin. T-34 being very, very brave here. Fortunately, the Germans don't have any Panzerfausts. Only the Stormtroopers have it, and they don't have the munitions. The T-34 is just driving through the German lines. This is why you need packs. He's waiting for that munitions, though. Grenade going into the Panzerjägers. Stormtroopers are... No, he's going for a blank hopper. No, he needs to fight the Panzer first. And he's going for it. But he got pinned. Oh, having no packs in this front line is really showing. The Mthis is still holding their line, though, somewhat. Hetzer has been called in. A diminutive tank hunter. Surprisingly well sloped. But T-34 is just threatening the trench line here. Thankfully for them, the trenches will protect them a lot from the tanks. The lack of Panzerfaust is showing, though. Now the Hetzer will definitely destroy the T-60, I think. Yeah, and the T-6 is pulling back. Oh, and the Germans just lack AT equipment. Veteran C3 Panzerjäger has arrived, though. Because I believe, yeah, he's research free, which means they arrive at that. He needs to stop up and he needs to load. Fire! Good shot! That'll buy him the time he needs. Because the third traverse is gone. There we go, and that's how you take care of it. Looks like Soviet Overwatch barrage is going in. But the German position is in jeopardy. They don't have the resource to keep this up. Oh shit! The German positions have been cut off. The fuel is completely cut off now. The Germans are almost stuck in their base at this point.
The enemy is attempting to steal.
And T-3045 Ace is capturing because it's able to do that. Mines have been laid by the Soviets. Kettenwerfer is present, and is that a KB-1? We have a KB-1 coming in, okay. I would say with what they're facing, a KB-8 would probably do well too. Although oh yeah, tank can get the KB-8, you can see it down there. I would say the KB-8 would probably be a far better call, and yeah, you can see the T-60 just cutting up their Kettenwerfer if it doesn't get a chance to set up for an ambush. Germans are going to be able to reconnect their fuel, though.
The enemy has taken our supply sector.
It looks like the infantry commander was aiming to rush for some kind of Stuka or tank. Didn't really work out. T60 is coming around to finish off these Storm Grenadiers. But he's pulling back wisely. The Wehrmacht does have a lot of infantry present though, but I don't think that's going to work out too well unless they get some more support weapons. Here's the KB-1. Soviet Premier Heavy Tank. Oh, Stravniki has been prepared. Oh, good Panzerschreck shot right there. Almost killing the T-3045 ace. Now that's a very big Soviet infantry push, which you can actually do very well if you're playing as artillery division, because the Pino troops here are very competent at taking enemy shots. They also can capture areas very fast. I believe they have the ability to actually, what's it called? To actually capture areas faster than others do. That's very handy. That's also the point. I mean, you actually want to throw them into an area that's very hard to take. They can also break suppression with Stalin. They're not very competent in fighting, though. Although they are being armed with flamethrowers here and MP40s, so that is a very competent force, actually. That's a lot of firepower. It is not good at aiming. That's what the other Stravniki and the T-60 is there for. That's a big Soviet push coming this way. Stuk has arrived on another hetzer. The Wehrmacht has dug in very steadfastly though. This hetzer needs to be careful. That's a lot of firepower coming its way. Oh, it's not looking too good for the Germans though. The Soviets are about to encircle them with a big force. Here comes the Soviet infantry horde. They're running straight into machine gun fire here. The Wehrmacht has set up to deal with them. Oh, Soviets are flanking. They got a 480 bomb. That Soviet force did not do too well. They got cut down. T-3045 ace going for the center here though. But it looks like the German force surrenders before the fight can continue. Yes, we had a short forest skirmish here. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one, everyone. Bye bye!